Hi there, divine souls, and welcome to my channel, the Zodiac Love Tarot. I'm Jennifer Winters, and this is going to be a Sacral Chakra Activation session. And the way the session starts is by doing a quick review of what the Sacral Chakra is and what it relates to. But even if you're very familiar with it, it's still a good idea to hear this review, because what it's going to do is it's going to attune your mind and your thoughts and your energy into alignment with this message and help you receive this message a lot more easily. So if you are ready to receive this message, please just say I'm ready down below in the comments, because that engagement allows this video to reach more people so that they can also have their sacral chakra activated, and I do hope that they do that. Okay, so let's just get started. Let's talk about where the sacral chakra is located. So it's located here in the lower abdomen region, and this particular chakra, what it relates to is our connections to relationships. It relates to our inspirations, our passions, our creativities, and it also brings beauty into our lives, and it also gives us a nurturing nature, because this particular area is how we become nurturing and sensual towards other people. And when it is open and it is radiating, we are able to attract more love into our lives and better connections and better relationships, because we are able to put off a vibration that allows other people to be captivated by it. So it's a very captivating energy. Okay, and also when it's balanced, we become a more passionate person. We exude inspiration. We also gather inspiration from the things around us, and that really opens up us to creativity, because the more inspired you are, the more creative you get. You can even get creative with your love towards another person. You can get creative in romanticism. You can get creative in how you find friends and how you keep friends. You also can become creative within the arts. And also, what happens is that creativity flows out of you more easily. And so when that sacral chakra is really opened up, and I find that my sacral chakra really opens up a lot around my birthday in October. I am really able to see a lot of things that inspire me, and I do a lot of creativity. There's sometimes when I even sew and make my own clothes, just because I have this really creative burst inside of me that comes from that sacral energy. So that's just a quick review about what the sacral energy is. So now we also want to talk about one aspect of the sacral energy, which is flexibility, and I haven't mentioned that yet. But flexibility is huge in making friendships. It's huge in keeping relationships alive, because a lot of times people have hang-ups. And when they have hang-ups, that means that another person has to mold themselves to you, or has to sidestep you, or has to basically go out of their way to accommodate those that inflexibility. So we often call these kinds of people high maintenance, and it can be very hard or difficult to hang on to relationships if you're not flexible in that way. There's also flexibility in your schedule, being able to open up to another person so that you can see them, or being flexible with your time to make plans with someone else. And then there's also the literal flexibility that we talk about, which is the flexibility in your body, because the more flexible you are, the more it opens up your sacral chakra, and then that also activates it. So there are some very good flexibility exercises that you can do, and as you do that, you can really meditate on those, and then you can basically change the way your body operates by being flexible, and your mind becomes more flexible, and even your soul becomes more flexible, and you're able to flow with the divine energy when you're flexible with ease and grace. Okay, so the first exercise that I want to do with you for the sacral chakra is to just do a flexibility exercise. Now, I don't really have a lot of space where I'm sitting, so normally I would probably try to really get this area opened up. In fact, maybe I could try, because at first I was going to say you can just do your wrist, which you can, okay? I think that's what I'm going to stick with, because the other position, I might have to wait for a different kind of video for that, but would open up this area here, okay? So let's just stick with the wrist for now, and then I'll do another video later on, because I'm planning on doing some physical videos to go along with opening up these chakras, but for now, let's just do the flexibility with our wrist. So this is just going to be representative of how flexible we need to be. So you can bend your wrist this way. You start with your left or your right, which is fine. And just think, I am flexible. I can be flexible with my schedule. I can be flexible with compromising with other people. I can be flexible to plans. I can be flexible in my mind and to my ideas. I can be open to different ideas, because that's another form of flexibility. And I can also be bodily flexible, so just like this. And then also you can do your other hand and really bend it and really get flexible with that, and say those same things again to yourself, that you're flexible. I am flexible. So you can go this way and then this way, and you can go down this way. These exercises actually really help too if you're on the computer a lot. And I do these exercises too in karate, because the more limber you are in your wrist, the less likely you'll get trapped by your opponent. So just be flexible. Okay, so just keep doing that for a little while, later tonight or later in the day, and use other flexible exercises. Okay, so then that will help open up your sacral chakra. So now let's move on to, first I want to show you the picture of the flexible girl. So this is a really good picture here. That's where she's balancing. So flexibility when you're balancing is also very good, because that keeps you in alignment, and that keeps your sacral chakra also activated to be in alignment. Okay, so next we want to talk about creativity. I already mentioned that before, that your creativity opens up when your sacral chakra opens up. So you want to channel your creativity through your sacral chakra. And I think sometimes doing the position of the downward dog can also help a lot to open up your creativity, because the blood flows to your brain, and it's able to help you see things more clearly. And also when you are having your sacral chakra opened up, that creativity can lead to love and passion and inspiration and joy. A lot of things come out of that, okay, that creativity, because if you make a good piece of art, you can share it, which brings you joy and brings other people joy, also brings them inspiration, and you can get inspired from one piece to go to another piece. I think some of the most expensive artwork out there is where an artist has gone through a progression, and when he reaches his final progression in a particular process, when he reaches that final process, those pictures are often worth a lot more, because you can see the progression and the transition all the way to the end there, okay? Even if it's just a black dot, somehow it becomes this really, really expensive piece of artwork, because he's put his love, his time, and his passion into it. So the next exercise that I want you to do is I just want you to write a one-sentence poem, just a one-sentence poem, and something that you enjoy, something you could share with other people, or something you could post on the refrigerator. So I'll just share with you the poem that I did, that I created for this video, and it's just, like I said, just one sentence, and it says, "Her hug was her gift and my relief. Her hug was her gift and my relief." Actually, as I was writing some of this stuff yesterday, I had a lot of anxiety because I have a lot to do. And so her hug was my gift and also my relief. So that could be something. I'm definitely going to post that. I might even frame it in something really amazing so I can always look back to it, but that's just, something for you to do. And it doesn't take a lot to have a little bit of creativity like that. So don't get overwhelmed thinking you have to paint the Mona Lisa or that it has to be a painting at all. It can be something as simple as just that one sentence, okay? And that also opens up your sacral chakra when you do something like that, okay? So next we want to talk about inspiration itself, okay? And I'm going to show you the card here of inspiration. And it's just basically a beautiful sunset. I love this card because when I wake up in the morning, the ocean is right here and I can see that sunset. And sometimes it's so magnificent, it just blows me away. And then I get inspired to drink my smoothie from my Egyptian smoothie program, or I get inspired to play my bass guitar, or inspired to play my drum, or whatever it is, because that sunset just gives me this glow, like, oh my gosh, like this t-shirt, like this glow, right? Actually, a little funny story about the t-shirts is that I just got different color tank tops, and I took the transfer paper and I printed out the symbols for the chakra and put them on. So see, I was creative. I'm so happy about that. So that opened up my sacral chakra. Okay, so next, with the inspiration, we increase our vibration. When we have inspiration, our vibration gets higher, and we also start to increase our aura into warm colors. Inspiration gives us warm colors. The actual color of the sacral chakra is orange, so you can think of that really warm color when you're inspired. And that is also what you're going to vibrate with. And other people are going to see that you have that warm color and that vibration going on. They're going to be just drawn to you and want to hold you and drawn to that warmth. And that's where those relationships and those connections come from, because you're warm and inviting. And so I also wanted to share a story with you. I shared it in another video, but it was about inspiration, and it's about how there's like baby elephant, and the baby elephant is tied to a pole with a rope. But then as they grow older, they use that same rope and they tie it to the baby elephant's foot, and he doesn't move. The baby elephant just stays there. And it's because he's been conditioned to believe that when he has the rope on, he's immobilized. So if you're able to break free from anything that immobilizes you, then just like that story, the story, it can inspire you to understand that sometimes we have things placed on us that cause us not to move forward. But once you understand it and you reveal that to yourself, then you can say to yourself, I can't be constrained. I shouldn't be constrained. I'm going to let my inspiration and my passion and my creativity just flow, okay, and nothing can stop me, no matter whether someone told me I had a bad book that I wrote, or someone told me that my painting was crap, or whatever it is, or someone told me that my sense of style is terrible. Well, if that happens and you're, paralyzed by that information, then your sacral chakra is going to be blocked. You have to let go of that and be inspired and inspire yourself, okay? So that's one thing that we talk about with the sacral chakra. And also, we talk about deepening our relationships. And I've already touched on this just a little bit, but you really want to connect to all things of the universe, okay? You want to connect to people. You want to connect to the trees. You want to connect to the flowers and the plants and the bugs and the bees and like everything, okay? Because these connections are going to deepen your relationships to everything else, because you are part of the universe. There is a oneness. There's a oneness of energy. It's neither created nor destroyed. It's always there. And you connect into it and you tap into that warmth, and it's going to manifest relationships towards you that are both beautiful and warm and inviting, and I feel it's opening up for me right now. I don't know, but maybe someone to walk through the door right now and say, hey. I don't know, it's probably pretty late, so that's not going to happen. But anyways, I'm just saying that it's going to attract. It's like you become pollen and you attract bees or you become honey and you attract bees. Okay, because you're deepening your relationships and you're bringing love to your relationships and you're just understanding that whatever you put off is what is going to manifest for you. Okay, so I want you to meditate on a rose quartz because that'll help you deepen your relationships. I just want to stretch my legs out for a second because it's been, oh, do it this way. Okay, so I want you to meditate on the rose quartz, and I want you to say that you love yourself, and by loving yourself, what happens is you're able to accept love more from other people, okay? Because self-love makes you receptive to the love around you. Like I said, deepen your connections to everything. You know, even if it's a pet that loves you, you love yourself, so therefore you can receive love from your pet. If you love yourself, therefore you can receive love from your children. You love yourself, therefore you can receive love from your friends. Okay, so it's a back and forth thing, just like I'm doing with this rose quartz. It's back and forth. And see how it looks like energy moving back and forth? That's because of what it is. And you deepen that relationship by understanding it, by seeing it, by quantifying it, by controlling it, okay? And the only way you can do that is to love yourself enough so that you radiate this beautiful energy that comes out of your sacral chakra, okay? And that's going to bring relationships towards you. And then also what I want you to do is I want you to look into a mirror. And when you look into the mirror, I want you to say, I accept everything about myself. I accept my nose. I accept my mouth. I accept my hair. I accept my eyes. I accept my shoulders. I mean, just keep going until you've accepted everything. And that's going to help you love yourself, okay? And you get rid of any stigmas that you have about why you don't love a certain thing. I mean, everyone has imperfections, okay? But it shouldn't make you not love yourself. And then another part of that could be blocking, you know, your self-love is what other people have said to you in the past that have made you feel uncomfortable or have made you feel less. So you also want to meditate on that in the mirror and say, I don't care what other people think. I don't care what other people think. I don't care what other people think. I mean, obviously, like, to some extent you can care, but only if it's a good thing, all right? So, but anybody who's ever said, you know, that they didn't like something about you, you can say, I don't care what they said. I don't care what they said. But then also say, I accept myself for who I am. I accept myself for who I am. I accept myself for who I am. And then over time, that message is going to automatically trigger when someone says something to you and that hurts your feelings or makes you feel bad, even if they're doing it, you know, for their own selfish purposes to make themselves, you know, feel better by putting you down. You can still say, I love myself, I don't care what they say. I love myself, I don't care what they say. So the more you say it, the more that thought is going to pop up before any other thought. Like a thought like, oh, well, maybe I should change this, or maybe I should change that, or maybe they're right about this, or maybe they're right about that. I mean, you can always look at constructive criticism, but when it's not constructive and when it comes from a bad place and when it's meant to be hurtful, then that's when you want to take that recording that you've made in your mind in the mirror and play that back to yourself, okay? So that's going to deepen your relationships. And then once you love yourself, you're going to find that you're going to get your mirror image, or you're going to get your twin love, or you're going to get your soulmate, and that person is going to love you as much as you love yourself. All right, so you've deepened your connections by loving yourself more, okay? And then next we talk about, well, we talked about creativity already, but I didn't show you the card, which is right here. And that's a sort of a painting, but you can see the eye there, right? So it's like the window into the soul. And so the last thing that I want to leave you with for the sacral activation is a couple of different exercises. One is that I want you to hug 10 people. And, you don't have to do it all at once. It may take a long time. But so you can start with the people who are, immediately around you, your kids or your your grands or your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or just whoever's around. Just give them a hug and really put a lot of that sacral chakra energy into that hug, okay? And next, I want to do one other thing. This is mostly probably for women, I guess, but I think men can maybe also do it too. But to really activate your sacral chakra, you can do Kegel exercises. And if you don't know what those are, I'm not going to explain it because it could get too technical and a little too crazy. So just Google it. And it's called Kegel exercises, and that is I can do it right now. You don't even know it, can't even see it, but I'm exercising. And that will also help you activate your sacral chakra, and it will help you to have your energy flow through there much better. And then you'll be open up to passion, creativity, and inspiration, and also deepen your connections. So I hope you enjoyed this activation of your sacral chakra, and I hope that it brings new relationships your way. And if you did like this message, please give me a like and say something in the comments down below about what you thought about it. And also subscribe to the channel so that you can keep getting more videos. And just a side note, I did these videos because I wanted you guys to have really excellent readings. And I noticed that during this particular time, there were a lot of people who feel very trapped, and so it was coming out in the cards, and I was absorbing some of that energy because I am an empath. So I wanted to change you guys' energy and have you vibrate at a better, more with alignment and in tune with your sacral chakra and your other chakras, and that way the next readings that you get will be better. But before you start on that path, if you haven't done it already, go to the pick a card section and look up your pick a card energy reading and find out where your blockages are, and then go over those exercises in that video again, and so that it opens up, and then go to your pick a card or go to any reading on my channel that pertains to you, and you'll see that your reading is probably going to be a lot more positive because you're vibrating at a more positive level, and also your aura is going to change and is going to glow very warm. Okay, so thank you again, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to hit that